Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums.
I'm gonna sit over and listen.
That's fine.
All right, guys, the Blitz is back. I'm Charlie Winkle, and usually I'm here with Anthony Roberts and Josh Onan, but it's spring break, and they both ran off to Florida. Anthony is currently either on Space Mountain or having dinner with Mickey and Minnie. I don't know, but I couldn't get him on. But I was able to drag Josh away from all the beach honeys and the frozen drinks. So Josh is here from Destin, Florida, on the balcony at his condo. Josh, how's the weather? How's spring break? And thanks for coming to work, man. I appreciate it.
Exactly. I was out of vacation days from Bliss the Bookie, so couldn't afford to miss it. You know, Anthony's got to go to bed early so he can wake up and get those Mickey Mouse pancakes. The weather has gotten better. It was a little rainy and nasty for a few days, but weather is trending in the right direction. We were beach bound today. We'll be beach bound again tomorrow. So everything's looking good. Even took a day off of drinking on vacation to lock in on this podcast.
I was going to say, maybe Josh maybe he's got a strawberry daiquiri right now. Who knows? The show might be better if you've got a strawberry daiquiri.
It could have been.
Could have been something controversial, Josh.
Yeah, it's happened before. But, you know, I've said some controversial stuff sober, you know. No telling what happened if I got a few beers in me. So,
well, I was in Florida. I'm not. I'm here in Kentucky. At least the weather's been pretty nice. And, you know, baseball practice today, getting ready for Louisville Blitz baseball this weekend for the first time this year. So,
yeah.
So when did you get down there, Josh? Friday or Saturday?
No, we got down here Saturday about 4:00.
So you got there just in time for the Final Four games?
Yep.
Were you able to watch them?
I watched them all. Boring basketball.
So what'd you think about the first game? Illinois, UConn. I know you and Anthony had Illinois picked, and I was really cheering for Illinois, to be honest. I know I picked UConn, but I was definitely cheering for Illinois. It was ugly. It was an ugly game.
At no point did I think Illinois could win. It wasn't exciting. UConn felt like they were in control. I felt like Illinois was never a threat. They kind of made it a little bit squirrely there at the end, but they would have needed some breaks and some bounces, and you just knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. I've talked about it the last couple weeks and even leading into the tournament about the path I thought that UConn was going to get. And I think it kind of played out. Like I said, East Coast first couple rounds, they might as well just give them a pass to the Sweet 16. And then the mediocre Michigan State team, the collapsing by Duke. But I will give UConn and Danny Hurley credit. I think they completely outcoached and out-game planned Illinois, and the experience from UConn was just too much for Illinois in that game. Now, Illinois didn't shoot very good. It wasn't their best game, for sure. But I agree with what you said. I don't feel like at any point that I even thought I was already UConn's in the championship again. Here we go. You know, it was never, I didn't think it was ever much of a threat.
No, not at all.
I wish I had the first half stats for that game because Illinois did not shoot well. Neither one of them really shot well. I'm looking at the game stats now. Both of them right at 35%. But I'd like to see what Illinois shot in the first half. But yeah, I mean, UConn just outcoached them and got back to the championship again, and then had me a little bit worried just for maybe like an hour. We had the little talk last week about the Duke UConn championship thing, and you know, I know Anthony doesn't bother him as much, and it's not like I let it ruin my days, but UConn's getting awfully close, dude. And if they would have ended up getting one this year and put them one behind us, then I would have been worried.
Well, that'd been 3 and 4 years for them.
Yeah, because they won back to back. But yeah, it got me worried for just a little bit. This is the first time I'm looking at these team stats. They both shot similar from the field. Now, UConn, they made 12 threes compared to Illinois' 6. All the stats were fairly close. Illinois actually out-rebounded UConn by 7 in that game.
Wow.
There is one big discrepancy, and that was assist in that game. UConn 14, Illinois 3.
3 assists for the whole game.
To me, that says that UConn was locking in and keeping their offense, Illinois' offense, out of sorts. 3 assists for a game. That's terrible.
That's a lot of one-on-one.
That's terrible. Both of them took care of the ball pretty well. I will give UConn and Danny Hurley credit on that. Outcoached them, but like I said, I was only worried for about an hour because the next game that we thought was the championship, we were wrong. At least this weekend we were. Now, maybe we play this tournament out next weekend and it's completely different. But Josh, halfway through the first half,
it's over.
The Michigan-Arizona game, I was already not only convinced that Michigan was winning that game, but I was not worried about UConn anymore.
Nope.
Michigan came out looking like the 96 Bulls.
And that's what I thought Michigan was at the beginning of the year. I mean, they blew out Gonzaga, and they had some other big wins early in the year, and I really liked them. But once the conference play started, and I even said this in last week's show, when they got into the Big Ten tournament, lost to Purdue, who we really didn't think was that good. But I just kind of jumped off of Michigan, but they were obviously the best team.
I know I joke about this, but I'm halfway not. We see it in football all the time. Well, we definitely these last 2 years, we've seen it and we've talked about it on this podcast that the championship games, they don't mean anything anymore. Now, I will say, perception, it seems like in basketball they still matter, okay? And I'm not saying they don't matter because they do in a sense that if you win, you're in. But in a situation like a Michigan or a Florida or a Arizona, a top team, any team on a big time run at that point, 10, 15 wins in a row, I do think there is a little bit of merit to the fact that a coach will not, I'm not saying they'll throw the game. I'm not saying they'll lose on purpose. I'm not saying they even say anything to their players or anybody. But I think there's little things that their coaches can do to maybe limit guys, not show whatever it is you're wanting to show. I think there's reasons, maybe even momentum, maybe even a little bit of superstition. I think
let your players know that you can be beat.
That too.
That you're not invincible.
Yeah, and I wasn't even really going in that direction, but I like that because yes, that's a lot of times these kids get, you've won 18 in a row. They're college kids and now they're making money. They're on top of the world. And sometimes you can forget that you can be beat. But I think as a coach, you understand that, hey, I've won 18 in a row. Now I'm going to have to win 24 in a row.
Yeah, 6 more wins in a row.
And at some point, even good teams, you're just going to get beat at some point. So, hey, let's get it out of the way.
Right.
Now, I'll be all the way honest. Going into the tournament, I was on Arizona too, as I was had kind of jumped on Florida, but in the back of my mind, I thought it was Arizona until last weekend. And I did flip. I thought Michigan was the best team. And look, they ran Arizona straight out. I mean, what were they up at halftime, Josh?
Were they up like 23 at the half? Was it that much? Was it ever close?
No, they got a big lead early in the game and rolled. At halftime, it was 40. They were up 16 at halftime, 48-32. Arizona had 32 points. Michigan looked like total different level than Arizona, which I didn't even think was possible in college this year.
And they were up so much, they didn't even have to play Yaxel much in the second half. He rolled his ankle a little bit. I mean, they brought him back, but he spent a lot of time out of the game at the beginning or the end of the first half and into the second half.
Yeah, they didn't get much out of him in that game. Came back, and we'll talk about it, but, he played really good in the championship. It's kind of a scary moment right there when he went down. So I talked about the assist difference in the Connecticut-Illinois game. You know what the assist difference was in this game?
What's that?
Michigan 22 assists, Arizona 5.
Wow.
5 assists, 30-something points in the first half. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I haven't heard from Anthony.
He's on Space Mountain.
Yeah,
dreaming about his Arizona future.
he is. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yep. His Arizona future.
I did.
That's why we
forget
ain't
about
heard from him.
I wonder if he hedged.
Ooh. No, ain't no way, because he's out of town.
He might have did it before he left, though.
Okay.
I wonder if he did hedge. I don't know. We'll find out. He's been MIA.
Yep.
As much as I was looking forward to the Arizona-Michigan game, wasn't much to watch in the second half.
No,
Never
I
got
checked
close.
out.
Arizona, I hate that for them because it had to been, I know it was. That was their worst performance of the year.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 games that they lost this year were in the same week. It was Kansas
And Houston?
Houston, I think.
Yeah.
I think they lost by 2 and like 4.
Yep. And they did have Koa Pete.
And
He was
Koa
hurt.
Pete was out that week. They could have been undefeated. So I'm trying to look here. 73 points. I wonder if that's the lowest output they put out all year.
I don't think so. I bet in that Kansas game they didn't score 73.
Iowa State, they scored exactly 73. Houston, they beat them and scored exactly 73. Everything else has been over. A couple of them were close 75s here, but maybe it's said more about what Michigan really is and not as much about Arizona. I think Arizona was still really good. We've talked about it, and if you watch sports enough, that can happen to a really good team. And that's why I kind of say, hey, let's get one of these out of the way because of stuff like that. And look, it doesn't always work out, but Michigan, I don't think they were on a crazy run because they lost 1 or 2 at the end of the year. But Arizona was. How many had Arizona won in a row?
I mean, they won the conference tournament.
Yeah, and those 2 games they lost was like, what, a month and a half ago?
So they were probably on 10, 12, 13 in a row maybe.
Hey, argument to be made that maybe they should have lost in the conference championship. Look, I don't know if it would have mattered. You run into this Michigan team, Michigan looked really damn good. So yeah,
they won. My stat guy here, Arizona had won 13 in a row.
13 in a row.
Going into that loss to Michigan.
All right, so that's not as many as I thought because I would have thought it was more. 5 wins in the tournament, then probably 3 more in the conference tournament. That's 8. And you're saying it was 13. So they were only on 5-game win streak at the end of the year. I thought those games were a little bit further back. But regardless, 14 to end the season. Michigan only had to win 6. All right. So where'd you watch him at?
I bounced back and forth. I was down at Jody's room a little bit, and then I was just in my room a little bit. Yeah, just hanging out. So we thought about going somewhere and watching it, but ended up we just got here and ordered pizza and kind of sat down and watched the game.
So who was Jody and the Louisville fans down there? Who were they cheering for?
Mostly Kentucky fans. I don't know if Jody, did you have a dog in the fight? Did you care who won at all?
No.
Heather needed Arizona and Illinois to win 2 brackets. One was going to be a nice little payday. From my work, would have paid her about, I think it was $490 for a bracket to win if Arizona would have won it all. But she was in another bracket at work, and she had Michigan win it all. She ends up winning that. At one point, she had an opportunity to win 4 brackets. She was in like top 5.
She won one of them.
She won one of them. Got 190.
There we go.
So, yeah, just a $5 bracket.
That's better.
I should have had her co-host tonight with her.
No shit. Get the genius in the family over here.
Yeah, she had 2 brackets. She had all 4 Final Fours in one of them.
That's good picks. Well, speaking of that, real quick, before I forget about it, we updated this 2 weeks ago, but we forgot last week.
Yes, we did.
But we do have a winner in the Blitz the Bookie bracket challenge, and it is B. Irvin, Braden Irvin 92X off of TikTok. He already sent me a message today, personal message, and he said, "Who won your bracket?" You know who won. You did, Braden. You did. Don't sit passive aggressive, dude. Just just message me and say, "I'm the baddest motherfucker out here. I won. Send me my package."
Yep.
He said, "Who won?" Braden. Good picks, dude. He had the Final Four picked right. He had the championship picked right. He had 2 wrong in the Sweet or Elite Eight, and everything perfect after that. So,
damn,
Braden Irvin. I'm just messing with you, Braden. I don't even know if you listen, but hey, props to you and appreciate everybody for jumping in. Jody's there, right?
Yeah, yep. He was up in the mix. He was in the
Jody
lead after the first weekend. He was in the lead.
Yep. Where'd he end up at?
33rd.
33rd.
Let's see. Give out a little shout out to the maybe top 5 real quick. Looks like top 5. B. Irvin, D. Norton, Tyler G, Laker 4707, Ashay 99. That's my dog right there. He's always commenting on our stuff on TikTok. I mess with Ashay. C. Parendo, J. Powell, B. Wathen, and B. McKinstry, and J. Geralds. That's your top 10. Oh, I almost left him out. Tied for 10th. Chad Onan.
Wow. He doesn't even know what time the games come on. He has to message us on the group chat every week. What time do games start?
He don't even know if there's games. He's like, is there games tonight? Yeah, the championship, bro.
Yeah, right.
And actually, I give a couple more to just a couple people that I see right here that we know. Travis Onan in 19th place. Just so people know that don't know, Chad Onan in 10th, Travis Onan in 19th, and I've got Josh Onan on my show. He's my co-host on this show. Josh, I don't see your name. Where are you at?
Well, you got to change the pages. You got to go down a few pages. You can't just scroll down because you got to advance. You got to click over a few. I think I'm like 137.
I didn't even see where I ended up, but it's the first page shows the top 30, and I do got a couple other people. Scott Adams, my brother Mike Atkins, and Brandon Lair rounding out the top 30. And I have no clue where Josh is at. I ended up at 134th. What are you in?
135. 135.
I'm in 134th. No bullshit. I'm not even lying. We'll have to find Anthony. I don't know. Look, tell Jody to find Anthony.
Anthony. He's probably towards the bottom. I think he had Kentucky in the Final Four.
Oh, that's right. He took some shots in this one.
Maybe, or it might just say Anthony Roberts.
I'm 134th. You're 135th. That's hilarious. And Chad and Travis were in the top 20.
116.
He beat me. Anthony's 116.
Well, the Blitz the Bookie guys are going to have to step it up next year. All right, Josh, what'd you do Monday for the championship game?
We just watched it down at Jody's got the big condo down here with a big, like, what is that? Like an 80-inch TV in there. That thing's a monster. We went down there and watched it down there. Overall, I think the Final Four was kind of boring. I thought the length of Michigan was a problem for UConn.
So, yeah, the championship game, although it was a little bit better, because I will say UConn would not go away. And I did have Michigan -7. So, fuck Michigan. Okay.
They won by 6.
They won by 6. Fuck Michigan. Okay. No, really, I did like that Michigan team. I didn't bet enough really for it to make me mad, but it did. I was like, what? Come on, dude. Down the last 5 minutes of the game, I'm really having to sit here and sweat.
It's stressed out over a game.
I wasn't stressed out. It was not a lot of money, but still, they should have won that game.
A win's a win.
15. But you're right. Look, Michigan, the length of Michigan was crazy. Now, I haven't looked. I'm about to look for the first time, the team stats. I did look at some
You're
point
going to be
in the second
shocked
half.
when you see it. We were just talking about this. When
Well,
you
I
see
said
a certain stat.
I said at some point in the second half, I think I texted you and said that UConn was out rebounding Michigan.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Did they for the game?
Yes, they did. By what, 12?
46-39.
46-39, out rebounding them.
I want to say I texted you with maybe 10 minutes left in the game, and they
Mhm.
were at, I don't know, they were up like 6 or 7 at that point, which was very surprising. And this is not the first game that I remember a couple games like this. I can't remember which ones they are, but does Jody have it right now?
Well, I know what you're about to say because I wrote it down before the show started. But what are you about to say? The 3-pointers?
No. Who won the points in the paint?
It had to be Michigan.
Michigan did.
Yeah.
So
Michigan,
how do you,
Michigan 36-22.
36-22 in the paint.
Yep.
So they're dominant. I don't understand how you dominate points in the paint and then get not dominated, but out rebounded by, what do you say, 12?
7.
7.
Yep.
So what were you talking about?
Look, hey, 3-pointers.
Oh, wow.
Michigan, 2 of 15. They were 0-11, I believe, in the first half.
Yeah, their first. This is another game I wish I had the first half stats.
So Michigan, 2 of 15 from 3. UConn, 9 of 33. Out rebounded them. You hit 7 more threes, and you lose.
Free throws.
Did you?
Wow. 25 of 28. UConn 12 of 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shot 13% from the 3-point line. 2 of 15.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was really ugly. It's crazy how Michigan can dominate in points in the paint, but get out rebounded 2 for 15. And basically, I don't want to say they dominated the game, but they absolutely controlled the game. There was one point in with like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. UConn cut it to 4?
They never got it within one possession. They got it to within 4. They never got it to within 3.
I look at team stats a lot. This is one of the weirder team stats from top to bottom that I can remember.
About 10 more free throws? Yeah, it was 25 to 16, 28 to 16.
28 to 16.
Yeah.
So Michigan shoots better from the field, but shoots awful from the 3-point line.
And only had 12 offensive rebounds.
The Michigan? How many did UConn have?
22.
UConn had 22 offensive rebounds.
Again, with the points in the paint, you would think that's opposite.
Right.
With the size
Michigan
alone, you would think it's
right.
opposite.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Michigan dominates points in the paint, but doesn't dominate the rebounds. You would think they would get more offensive rebounds so they get second chance and points in the paint. This is one of the weirder team stats that I've seen.
Floppiest championship game I've seen.
It was flop. Doing what, off topic here, but what about the bouncing of the ball? Have you noticed that? How they switch balls? Like, that's not the ball that, like, Kentucky plays with during the regular season. Like, Kentucky normally uses, like, a Nike ball during the regular season, and then they use, what ball is that? Like the Worth or whatever. And it just seems like it bounces different.
Haven't they talked about that for the last couple of years?
Yes. If you go back to the Kentucky when we lost to Oakland, I don't think Reed Shepherd liked the ball.
What is that? A Final Four sponsorship thing? Like they're locked
yeah, it's the
in with that
NCAA
ball?
tournament. You don't use your conference ball. You got to use that whatever ball that was. I can't remember what it was.
Is it the whole tournament or the Final Four?
Yeah, the whole tournament.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I know. So you'll use the SEC. I think is a Nike ball conference, but then when you get into the tournament, you got to use whatever the official ball is of the. Google that up for me, Jody.
Well, I mean, I guess it does kind of make sense now that I'm thinking about it. If every team is able to use whatever ball they want, or if every conference I don't know how that works.
It's a Wilson. I said it worked. They got to use a Wilson ball in the tournament.
Is it the home team?
No. Yes. I believe so.
Not in the tournament, just regular season.
Yeah. It's either about conference or home team, I guess.
Or is it conference? I don't know how that works. But if they're letting different conferences, different teams use different brands of ball, I can kind of
Oh,
understand
I
trying
get
to
it.
pick one to use for this tournament.
Yeah, I think you
Why
got to do
not
it every
make
time.
everybody use the same ball?
Right. I get. Yeah.
Well,
Why
regular
did
season, the home team,
Yeah.
their ball, they're stamped
Yeah.
with their
Right. Yeah. Kentucky at home's got the UK Nike ball or whatever.
Kentucky can use Nike, but then Louisville can use Adidas, or
Right.
they could use a Wilson or
Yeah.
whatever. So honestly, what do you
Oh, that
do in
makes
the
them use the
tournament?
same ball either.
What the higher seed gets to pick the ball? I almost kind of get it now, which I thought it was a dumb idea. Maybe it's not. But hey,
I-
whatever the ball that they're using, maybe it sucks. Let's just go to a Wilson. Isn't Wilson the best basketball, or am I tripping?
No, I think it is. But I think, like, if you were a coach, why would you want to use a Nike ball in the regular season when in the tournament, when the games matter the most, you're using a different freaking ball?
That's what every school should do. Whatever
Right.
the ball is that they're going to use in the tournament, why didn't everybody that's the ball that everybody has to use throughout the year. If you
Right.
want your stamp on it, stamp it. Make everybody use a Wilson ball. If the team can pick, I feel like in the tournament, you're going to have they do have to make a decision.
Right.
And unless you're going to just let the higher seed pick the ball like they're the home team, you almost have to have a universal ball. So they're complaining about Wilson balls. If it was a Worth, I could understand it. A Wilson, who's complaining about Wilson? Reed Shepherd, ain't they using a Wilson ball in the NBA?
I don't know what they use in the NBA.
A
Everybody else,
Wilson, right? What
Yeah.
other brand is there that's really good in basketball?
I
They're
don't
not
know.
using
Gotta
a
be a
Nike
Wilson.
ball.
Yeah, I mean, a Nike ball's good. I mean, they're all got to be pretty freaking similar, you know?
They're using a Wilson. Reed Shepherd and whoever's bitching about the ball.
NBA's Wilson.
Yeah, I guarantee it is, because that's the best ball. Everybody knows that.
Hey, how much you think an official game ready Wilson basketball is in the NBA?
Well,
How
the
much you think?
NBA one's probably got to be, who knows, they're marked up tons. But I know if you go buy like the top notch one right now in like Academy or Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's just what we probably have access to. I don't even know. We'd have to go online probably to buy the one that the NBA's getting. But I mean, the top of the line ball now is like maybe $120 or something. It's not cheap. So I would imagine that thing's probably $200.
Yep, the Wilson NBA official game ball. You can get it at Dick's, $219.
$219. You can get that at Dick's?
That's what. Yeah,
So it's it.
dude.
I've never seen that one at Dick's, but I've seen they're like the Eve. I think it's, I don't know. Is it Evo?
Is
the
NCAA one.
The Evo is the NCAA ball.
They get up to about $100, $119. Yeah, I've never seen the $200 one, but I
Could you
believe
imagine? I mean, taking the NBA ball up to the park, like, dude, this thing ain't allowed to touch asphalt. This is
No,
an indoor ball only.
that's not the one that you use outdoor at all. Hell no. I kind of agree with you, Josh. The Final Four was not very eventful. Both games on Saturday, neither one of them I felt like were ever in jeopardy. And then the championship game, as much as UConn hung tight and would not give up there at the end, I never thought they were going to win.
Me neither.
I never, not one time. I was worried about my 7 points, but I did not think that they were going to win the game. Still one more title that they got to get to be one away from us. So it still gives me a little bit of ease. And they've been there 3 out of the last 4 years. They're going to have to go on a decline, right? But
Yeah, we need
Danny Hurley. Is Danny Hurley the best coach? And I mean, what do you think about it? I know Anthony hates him, and he hates Todd Golden too. And I've told you that I don't really hate Todd Golden.
I don't either.
But I don't really hate Danny Hurley either. Do you?
I don't hate him. I would just. I hate to
When
say this, but
hate, I shouldn't say hate, but you know what I mean. Just
like Anthony wouldn't want him
as a coach.
I wouldn't want him as a coach. I wouldn't want to have to deal with those antics. He's just too much, man. And I'm not one to like be like that, but his antics are just ridiculous.
Who, Hurley or Golden?
Hurley.
Golden.
But I can handle Golden because I think his is more just like subtle jabs, the stuff that he does. Like Hurley's a psycho.
He might be. Maybe he's bipolar or something. I don't know. But he is wild.
he either is on meds or he needs meds. One of those.
One of those. Hey, I will give the guy credit, though. I don't know if you saw this, but I saw his post game after talking to his team. You know, they come back out in the hallway in the back and they usually get interviewed. Very gracious. I mean, honestly, not really gracious. He didn't say a word about Michigan. He didn't even say they were give him credit or anything unless they didn't show it or I missed it. But he didn't complain, whine. He talked about his team, and I just thought he was more humble than you almost expect him to just do something. I was watching, and I'm just expect, where's the excuse? What's he going to say? And he didn't. I don't know if you saw that. So I give him
No, I didn't see
credit.
none of the post game stuff.
He took it, at least in front of the camera, and I didn't see any crazy antics. There were a couple videos going around. I don't know if you saw him. There was one where he was down during the game. He was down, like crunched down like a catcher in baseball right next to the court. And he was kind of just sitting there like this. And one of his assistants was coming up behind him and trying to say something to him. I think he was saying, "It's our ball. It's our ball." He just like totally ignored the assistant coach. The assistant coach said it twice, just turned around, walked back. And then like 4 seconds later, he comes up and he goes, "It's our ball." It was
I
like
did see that.
Did you see it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It was like he was in his own little moment,
Yeah.
just in his own little world. But for the most part, I didn't see him doing anything crazy on the sideline like he normally does. Look, this was a boring Final Four. I almost wish that he would have. Why didn't he do something? Like, give us a little bit more entertainment because the game was never in doubt.
We thought he was going to get a technical at the end.
As I was going to say, we was waiting for it.
We was waiting for him to get a technical at the end. Just something goofy happened. I don't know if a ball bounced off somebody's hand or something. And I was like, all right, here we go. He's going to go ahead and get teed up.
I'm glad you said that, Josh. There was a turnover with like 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. UConn had the ball. They swung it to the wing over on the right in front of their bench. And there was a turnover. But and they showed the replay and he didn't dribble it out of bounds. And I had no clue what the turnover was. The replay didn't show it. My son tried to say they called a foul, but they didn't call a foul.
Oh, yes. It was a foul.
Was it a carry?
No, it was an illegal screen. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, it was an illegal screen at the top of the key. Because we thought they called a carry too or something. But it ended up being an illegal screen at the top of the key. I know that's what it was because we did the same thing.
Dude, I wanted to go back because it was getting too close to the end of the game, so I didn't want to fall behind, and then I forgot about it afterwards. No, but it was a fishy play that, to me, I didn't know what the hell happened. And I felt like, I don't think this was what y'all were talking about, because I feel like I was looking at Danny Hurley, waiting for him to explode, because I was like, I'm cheering for Michigan. And I'm in my living room like, what was that? Because it was a turnover on Connecticut, which should have made me happy. But I was like, I didn't see anything happen. What happened? And I was waiting for him to blow up. He didn't blow up. So I was thinking I must have missed something.
Yeah, because we watched, they showed the replay like real quick. And then the announcers, I don't even know if the announcers knew what happened, but when they showed it again, and he did not, I don't think it was an illegal screen. He didn't even move. It was just a bad call.
See, it must have not been much, because I don't even remember the screen. Mm-hmm. I thought he might have stepped out of bounds from the initial view. And then they showed the replay. And when they showed the replay, he wasn't nowhere near out of bounds. And I didn't see anything happen, except there was a high dribble that I thought maybe they called a carry. Yeah, I think it was right in front of Danny Hurley. So I'm sure the fact that he didn't explode, I probably missed something.
But then something goofy happened on like the next possession, and they got the ball right back. I was like, I wonder if that was the makeup call on that moving screen.
UConn just kept hitting timely threes there at the end of the game to keep them in it, dude. I'll say, actually, Michigan got a little sloppy in the last minute and a half to 2 minutes as well. I feel like they could have closed that out and won it by 12 to 15. But UConn does not get the 7th title. I'm so glad about that. Michigan gets the Big Ten's first championship in 26 years.
Yeah, since Michigan State in 2000.
Except they do have a de facto one in 2013.
Oh,
Michigan does have a de facto one. Did they mention that on the broadcast last night that Michigan has Louisville's title that they took away from them? They sent it to Ann Arbor.
He's over throwing jabs at Jody. He's leaving.
I'm leaving.
My stat guy's leaving.
Just to let everybody know, our buddy Jody's hanging out over there with Josh, and I did have to throw a couple jabs there. But
Hey, here's a wild stat. The guy that played, the guard that played for UConn, Terrace Reed, right? Is it Reed? Yeah,
no,
Terrace Reed.
He's not a guard.
Is he not a guard? Is he a small forward?
Reed, yeah, he's the kid that was going off, and they stopped feeding him the ball.
Well, he played in the last 4 years. He played 2 years at UConn and 2 years at Michigan, and he did not get a title.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
6'11".
yeah, he's 6'11". Yeah, so he played.
That's the dude that was killing it last weekend.
Yes,
that's crazy. So he played for Michigan for 2, and he's played for UConn for the last 2.
Yes,
UConn won the title both years he was at Michigan.
Yep.
And then this year, Michigan wins it in his senior season.
Yeah, and then last year, Florida won it. So, yeah, those are the 4 years.
Buddy, hey, that dude is going to have nightmares about that. That's going to haunt him. Damn, that is some bad luck. Isn't it? That's some crazy bad luck, dude.
If he'd have just done it backwards, he'd have 3 titles.
He'd have 3 out of 4. Has anybody won 3 out of who's the last NCAA player to win 3 national championships?
Oh shit! I mean, somebody from UCLA.
It right?
In the 70s.
Nobody's
Lou Alcindor, Bill Walton.
Has any team won 3 out of 4 since Wooden and them?
Ain't no way.
No.
I mean, not in our lifetime.
Kentucky got the closest. We had 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And now, I guess now UConn has. Well, they had 2. Well, they had 2
out of 3 out of 4. They were in there 3 out of 4.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
that's wild.
that is wild. Hey, and
you know that thoughts on Ball sitting the whole second half.
Oh yeah, Jody brought this up too. And what about your boy Ball sitting out with all those fouls? Do you think he sat too long, the guard for UConn, with those 4 fouls?
I mean, did he not? I don't know. Did he not play it right with that? With the sub? And when did he get?
I don't think he didn't bring him into the under 4 timeout. I don't think.
So when did he get his 4th? Do you remember?
He got his 4th as soon as the second half started.
Yeah, it's like 18 minutes to go, I believe. And
it didn't come back in until under 4 minutes.
And then come back into under 4.
You know, I don't know. I had to look more into that on how he subbed. But look, you get a player with 4 fouls, 18 minutes left in the game. I get it. At some point, you got to let him go. But so you're saying he didn't come back in until the 4-minute timeout?
He only played 16 minutes.
He only played 16 minutes the whole game.
11 points.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a little wild. 16 minutes. At some point, you got to get him back in.
Yeah, you ain't playing tomorrow.
Maybe bring him back in. You know, at the
16 minutes, and he had 3 threes. He had more threes than Michigan did.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I will say again with UConn, they shot too many threes. They shot 30-something, 32, 33. Settling for too many threes. Now, look, I know Michigan's
what are you
not
supposed to do?
I know.
They couldn't get. I mean, they were getting blocked.
I know they were.
Well, 47 seconds ago, they were shooting threes when they should have been driving the lane.
Right. Yeah, we said that too. They should have been knifing to the basket, but they were settling for threes there at the end.
I know, and that was part of the reason why I said I didn't think Burley coached a great game in the Duke game, because I thought they were doing the same thing last weekend, shooting and settling for too many threes. That's not. Look, I get it. Some of them guys can shoot if you're open, shoot, but they were settling. 33, I think, is too many for a Connecticut team. Yeah. I think that's too many attempts for the type of team that they are. I get it. Michigan, their length was crazy. Would they have 6 blocks, 7? It seemed like they had 17.
Right.
I think they only technically had 6 or 7, which I think
6.
I think we need to question that, because there was more than that.
It felt like, like you said, 10 to 15 is what it felt like.
But there was a stretch there in the second half where they were getting tip in rebound dunks, 2 and 3 chances in a row on the offensive end. Their length was hurting them bad. That's why when I looked at the stats and saw that they were out rebounding Michigan, I couldn't believe it. Maybe it was just a bunch of those long rebounds off of those bricked threes they were shooting.
Right.
So, yeah, Michigan wins the first Big Ten's title since 2000 when Michigan State won it. They've had some decent teams since then. Shit, I think we beat a couple of them. I remember that Ohio State team that Brandon Knight and them beat. They were the number
Jared Sullinger, Aaron Kraft.
Yep, they were the number 1 overall seed. And we knocked them out, and Michigan's had some good teams.
Kentucky beat that. Wisconsin, they beat Kentucky. They went to the Final Four. They lost to Duke in the championship in 2015.
Yep, and that's not even to mention some of the Michigan State teams that they've had over the years. It's kind of crazy. And I guess now, look, I don't know. I'm not inside the Michigan fan base, but I kind of wish I was. I'm going to need to get Anthony to jump on the message boards for us since he loves the message board. I don't even know where the message board's at.
I don't even know.
I don't even know where it's at. I guess
where do you get that? I think it's on the dark web. I think it's the dark web.
You know that. But I wonder what the talk is on like how good this team is compared to maybe the team that won it all in '89. And then, of course, you got the Fab Five who didn't win it all, but had 2 really good teams.
Yeah, that 2 good runs. Yep.
So, and then, I guess it's just got to be those
totally different styles of ball.
You're right. That Fab Five team probably played kind of similar to this team in a way.
Not as long.
No, hell no.
And maybe it's the nostalgia. Maybe it's me being old and hanging on. But tomorrow, the Fab Five lines up and plays that team. As good as I think Michigan was this year, come on, Fab Five busting that ass, dude.
Nah, probably. I mean, they had Chris Webber. He's a damn Hall of Famer.
Dude, they had Jalen Rose was the most swaggy college basketball player you've ever seen. Most people probably hated him if you weren't a Michigan fan because he talked mad shit, but he backed it up.
They'd be too physical for him.
Yeah.
It's hard to even think about shit like that, but it's fun. And I heard Jalen Rose, not after the championship, but I think last weekend, kind of talking about this and where they would fall and if they got it done. And he was very gracious. He actually said if they won it all, it would probably be the '89 team and then them. Whatever, dude. Jalen, you've always been cocky. Don't hold back. Y'all were
right.
Yes, I think. I got to go with the Fab Five on that.
I like the Fab Five. I don't know enough about the '89 team to have an argument for them. But, I mean, the only thing that helps this team out is they were so old. They were all 22, 23 years old, and they've been playing against the Fab Five who were 19 and 20, But I still think between Weber and Howard, Rose, Jimmy Jackson, King, those dudes were nice.
Hell yeah. They were
the good old days.
They were fun to watch. And let's not forget, it's the same as we talked about last week. The line is so fine between winning and losing. That team didn't win a championship, but they were a timeout
away.
Technical foul. How much time? 10 seconds? 8 seconds? There was no time left, dude. It was the dagger of all daggers. If you're too young and you don't know about it, just Google or go on YouTube, Chris Webber timeout. Matter of fact, don't do that. Go on ESPN and watch the 30 for 30 because it might be the best 30 for 30 that there is. And there's a lot of really good ones.
It is. That's the best one.
Josh,
11 seconds.
11 seconds when he called that timeout.
Yeah, Josh, in that documentary, when after everything happens at the end and he's walking back and they're playing that doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he's walking back after losing the game and it's total silence and they just got that doom, doom. That will give me chills. I ain't even a Michigan fan. That is the best 30 for 30. Go watch
it is.
And look, they were this close from being a championship team. And if they had that championship, Jalen Rose would be saying they're the best team. And just because they lost doesn't mean. So I wonder what that conversation's like in the Michigan fan base because you know what's going on. You know
yeah,
what's going on.
that's their sport radio talk all this week. What's the
Kentucky,
greatest Michigan team of all time?
yeah, we talk about it. We've had many a talks, and the 2012, 2015, 96. Of course, the older people will argue some of the championship teams earlier than that, but everybody has that conversation. So, Michigan, congrats. Those conversations are fun, and have your fun with it because they don't come very often. So, what's that? And that's just Michigan's second title, right?
Yep.
All right, Josh. You said you had a couple Final Four things, didn't you?
I had a couple of little sports things. We was going to talk about our, favorite Final Four moment, maybe your favorite championship team, non-Kentucky or Louisville or whoever your fan base may be. But who was your favorite team? Like mine would be, I really liked that Mateen Cleaves 2000 Michigan State team with Mateen Cleaves, Mo Peterson. I like them, and I like that. I like the '99 UConn team that knocked off Duke. I think it was '99 with Khalid El-Amin, the little chubby point guard, and Rip Hamilton. I really like those two teams. I thought those teams made some good runs.
Yeah, I actually like both of those teams. Like I said, the UConn team, that was before they had any titles. No reason to hate UConn back then. I liked all those guys that you mentioned, Rip Hamilton and Cleaves, Mateen Cleaves. He was Michigan State. They had Khalid El-Amin. I like those guys. I like that Michigan State team. The game that I think back to, and this is not a team that I like. This is just when we brought this topic up, this is the first thing that popped into my head. And, Kentucky is known for, well, we're not known for, but we're a part of what's known as the best college basketball game of all time. Christian Laettner hitting the shot. It was an Elite Eight game, but can we agree it's the most famous shot in the history of the tournament?
Oh, yeah.
Even after the game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer by Villanova.
Yep.
A handful of years ago, which honestly should be the best. It's not. It's still not. I don't know why or how, but I would say if you took a vote, it would still be the Laettner shot, right?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's one shot that could have vaulted over the Christian Laettner shot. I don't know how the Villanova one hasn't. Maybe it's just because it's Villanova. Because if that shot was made by Kansas or Kentucky or somebody like that, I think that game winner by the Villanova kid, who was that, Jenkins?
Yes.
I think that would have been maybe the biggest shot. Not no dig on Villanova, but you know what I mean.
Right. They don't have the fan base and the tradition.
There's one other shot that did not go down, but it would have been the shot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know. You want me to say it?
Go ahead.
About Gordon Hayward against Duke from Butler, missing almost bank it in the half court
shot at the buzzer to beat Duke in the national championship. Looked perfect. Don't know how it didn't go in. If that shot goes in, Josh, does that shot vault over the Christian Laettner shot?
Probably. I mean, probably on a national level, I guess you could say it would, because it's Duke going down. But I think the whole story with the Kentucky thing, Kentucky coming back, with the unforgettables with like Richie Farmer and Pelfrey, all them, those guys had been around. And Butler being just Butler that year and being the upset. But I don't know. Do you think that vaults? Do you think that would vault the Laettner shot? I mean, I like that close.
What Jody say? He said no?
He said no.
Man,
I feel like you got to take in the factor that Laettner shot took out Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rick Pitino was just a young buck back then. Like, he wasn't the guy that he is now. Rick Pitino
but it still holds up more today now.
Exactly.
I get it, and I wish the Butler would have been like a Kansas or Kentucky or something. But I think the fact that Butler, though, would have been like, that would have been one of the bigger, I don't know what seed they were. And I know they had a decent run there with Brad Stevens as the coach and Gordon Hayward. They
ended up being good the next year as well.
Yeah, they had two. Yeah. Well, they went back to the championship again, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, maybe not exactly a Cinderella, but it kind of was. Butler we weren't used to that yet. They weren't Gonzaga. But I think the fact that it would have beat Duke in the championship. Look, I'm a Kentucky fan, Josh. I need a shot that would take that. I think that shot would have did it. I wish that shot would have dropped, dude. That shot needed to drop. Gordon Hayward would be known forever. Now he's just known for breaking his leg in half.
Yeah.
I guarantee you say something to any 25-year-old or younger or 30-year-old or younger about Gordon Hayward, they're going to know him for breaking his leg. He could have been known for the guy that hit the shot. I don't really have any teams that I can really say that I liked. Maybe the Fab Five, dude. I mean, that was
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, that was just fun.
Really fun to watch. If I had to say a team that I liked, because I like Kentucky, but I did like the Fab Five.
Yeah, everybody did.
All right. Well, I know I had a couple notes down here for the end of the show, Josh. We'll probably cut this one a little short. We're missing Anthony and Josh is on vacation. I appreciate him even stopping in, or I'd have been either doing this on my own, which I don't even know if that's possible. I don't even know if I could sit here and do this shit by myself. I'd try to get some kind of co-host for it, but
I got one thing I want to bring up, not basketball related, but if you got something basketball related, bring it up. I want to see if you saw something that happened the last few days.
What's that?
But did you see the dude rob Joe Adele? Did you see him on Saturday night rob 3 home runs in one game?
Yes, I did. One of the wilder things that I've ever seen.
In a 1-0 game.
And they were all legit robbing of home runs. If y'all haven't seen it, it was Cardinals, right?
No, it looks like the Cardinals. He's on the Angels. It's on the Angels.
Angels. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look that up. What was his name, Josh?
Joe Adele. I've got another wild stat for you for this guy. He went to Ballard High School.
No shit.
Yeah. Played at U of L.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
U of L. So how long has he been in the league? Is he young?
He got to the league in 2020.
Yeah, guys, if y'all haven't seen that, go check it out. Super impressive. 3 legit robbing of home runs in the same game. And the third one, he actually ended up in the crowd.
Did you see the picture of him standing, dude? That's the all-time just like sports moment. Him in the corner holding his glove up, and some dude that took a picture of him from the back. Dude, that was freaking awesome.
And he's literally standing in the like first row. Because it was that short corner. Were they in Boston?
No, they were in it must have been at Anaheim.
Well, they got they got that little short fence in the right field little corner, just like Boston's got, to where honestly it comes up to like their knee or their thigh, and if they run into it, they just fall straight over. And he ended up in the crowd. So yeah, that was freaking nuts. The transfer portal opens up today. Look, I'm not going to dive all into the There's like 1,500 kids in the transfer portal. Pope and the staff, just do your job, bro. Go to work, dude. Look, it's make or break, and go make it work. I'm not diving into all the players. There's so many different options, so many rumors flying around. I'm not diving into that. Josh, you got any transfer? Of course, we got some Kentucky stuff, but we'll touch on that in the second half. But you got any transfer information, Josh? You've been open for about 12 hours, or no, I guess 24 hours.
Like you said, I've seen some crazy. I don't think it was true, but someone had said it was like 2,600 kids in the portal, but it's not. It's still only like 15 or 1,600. But they said 42% of the players with eligibility are in the portal.
42%.
If you count like not freshmen coming in.
No, I
but
get
the
it.
players, because there's only like 3,600 players currently in D1 that, are eligible for the transfer portal. 42% of those kids are in the transfer portal.
That's ridiculous. Did you hear that Michigan's the first team to ever win the championship with 5 starters that are all transfers?
Yeah. Yep. We'll see it again probably next year.
Probably will.
Or go back to back.
It'll be the new thing. Michigan they did have that one freshman, but I don't think he was super highly touted. He wasn't one of the top guys. He turned out to be really good, but they did it. They did it through the transfer portal. So it can be done as long as you just don't miss on your top guys. They hit on a lot of them. And I'll tell you that before we move on, because I didn't really give this guy props, the championship game, Yaxel coming off the sprained ankle, right?
Yep.
Dude, he played really good.
He did.
Very effective on offense and defense, especially being limited. Closed out late in the game on some three-pointers. To be as big as he is and to be a little immobile, my man was closing out on threes better than any Kentucky player has all year. I loved every bit of it. Wish we would have got that dude. That's one of the guys that Mark Pope missed on.
Yep.
Before we end, North Carolina got their new coach, Michael Malone. Michael Malone. You know who Michael Malone is, Josh?
I just know at one point he coached the Nuggets. That's all I knew.
He's the one that won the championship in 2023. He was the coach of that team. He's the all-time winningest coach in Nuggets history. And he was fired the next year after winning the title.
Yep.
Apparently, a little clash with GM. I don't think they got along. And, they pulled the plug on him. Right or wrong, I call it wrong. I think that's nuts. I think that was probably an ego thing. I don't know if it was the coach or the GM or a little bit of both, but I thought it was crazy when I heard the news that he was fired. And now North Carolina picks him up. I know the talk's going to be he was their 5th and 6th option and that it's a reach and all that. And I get it. There's chances that you take with a guy like that hasn't been in the college game in a while. But there's been talk about them trying to get Billy Donovan, which is the same situation, has not been in college basketball in 20 years. From everything I heard, Billy Donovan was not going to make a move until the season was over, which is the 12th, I think. That's 5 more days. And the transfer portal opened today. North Carolina wasn't going to do that. And it's probably the smart move. So they moved on from an NBA guy that hasn't been in the college game to another NBA guy that hasn't been in the college game. At least he's an NBA champ. I kind of like the hire. I have no clue.
Where's he been? Where's he been? Where was his job at 3 days ago? What was he doing?
Well, he's just been off. I guess it's only been like 1 year or I guess one full year. I think he's he's an analyst or something, I want to say.
Okay. Right.
He got fired in the middle of the year.
Yes.
Last year, I think.
Yeah.
Right, actually, not the middle of the year. It was like 10 games before the playoffs or something, and they were in like 4th place, 3rd place.
Right? Yeah, it was weird.
I didn't understand it. I kind of like it. I have no clue how it's going to play out, and I think nobody knows how it's going to play out. So I'll be interested to see. But yeah, it is a little concerning that North Carolina's got to go to their 5th and 6th option. We talked about this a couple years ago when we hired Pope at Kentucky. We didn't get to 6 options. Some people think we did. We didn't.
Right.
But, these blue bloods, people ain't just jumping to come. I'm still not on board with, nobody wants to coach it in North Carolina. I just think there wasn't a great situation for any of the guys that they wanted. They were in good situations as it is. And but it is a change of the guard. Like 10, 15 years ago, the Kentucky job, the North Carolina job, not getting turned down by 2-3 people.
Right.
Michael Malone, Josh. Yes, no. Does he last more than 3 years?
God, who knows?
I'm gonna say yes. Didn't they give Brad Daugherty how many years did they give him? They gave Hubert Davis 5.
Yeah, he'll last 3 years. We'll give him the Mark Pope treatment. He gets 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what he does with the recruiting and stuff. So the other news, which we're a little bit late on this, but we haven't mentioned it. I'm just going to throw it out there to end the show. The Raiders, they have the dorkiest quarterback room in the history of the NFL.
Gotta be.
Well, not yet. I guess we're assuming.
Okay. Yes.
The draft hasn't come yet, but I think everybody's still saying Mendoza. And you all know Anthony's. If you don't know Anthony's thoughts on Mendoza, go back a few episodes and check out his thoughts. I think it was national. It might have been after the national championship. But not only do they have Mendoza, they now signed Kirk Cousins, which Kirk Cousins has made like $7 billion in the NFL. For real. He has got the most crazy contracts. He got another one. I know all of it isn't guaranteed, but he gets what, 20, 30
I think
million?
like 22 or 24 million might be guaranteed. It's in the 20s. What's guaranteed?
And if you look at the contract, he signed another like what, 140
Yeah, it's like
million
$120, $140 million contract.
Kirk Cousins has robbed the NFL. Okay.
Yes, he has.
He's been decent. He's not a bum. He's not a bust, but he is up there for robbing the NFL at the highest rate of anybody.
Unbelievable. It just keeps falling up.
Well, basketball season, Josh, is over. We were sad about football, hanging on to basketball through March, and now it's baseball season. And you know what? We're not going to talk a ton of baseball because what can you really talk? We will talk some, but I'm going to watch. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be checking out baseball. I love me some baseball. Josh, I know you watch some.
Yeah.
Josh is a Red Sox fan. I debated whether I was going to let him on the show just for that. But yeah, Red Sox fan. I'm an Orioles fan. Orioles have started off slow. So I'll be checking it out. And hey, we got baseball we got Derby coming up here. What are we, like 3 weeks away? 3-4 weeks away? Almost at Derby time. We'll be doing some Derby stuff. NFL draft.
NFL draft
coming up
in the next few weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
I think that's the 22nd or 23rd of this month. And then Derby will be a couple weeks after that. And the run to the Triple Crown. Hopefully we can get a Triple Crown candidate this year. But guys, appreciate everybody. Josh, thanks for stopping in during your vacation. I appreciate it. We still haven't heard from Anthony. We've been waiting for him to just pop up on the screen here at some point. It's not going to happen.
Heather laughing at that one.
Guys, appreciate everybody stopping in. As always, check us out on all the social media platforms except Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. What am I missing? Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. iHeart, Spotify. I promise you guys, I'm going to get the Apple shit figured out. I've been fucking with that for 2 weeks. I have no clue. It's telling me we're on there, but we're not on there. So I'm emailing them and I'm figuring it out. I think we've been missing out, Josh.
I do too. I know a lot of people that use Apple and they forget about us. You know what I'm saying?
We got to get on Apple. I'm going to get that. But next week, hopefully we'll have all three of us, maybe even back here in studio. Guys, catch us on the second half. Blitz the Bookie.
See y'all.
Mikael Brown Jr. Declared for the NBA.
Yeah, Mikael Brown Jr. to the NBA.
You're never going to convince me that he was hurt all year.
Ain't no what.
It was 100% to do with money.
You're probably right.
Let's be honest.
That we even got to think about that shit.
Who sits at that many games for back spasms? Let's be real.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Late nights, hustle deals on the line. Charlie Stats, he's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Arguing us till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a